Okay, so welcome to the video. Obviously, it's a little bit clickbait, as anybody who clicked on this can probably assume. This will be my first kind of live commentary, and the title will probably be something like I quit or I'm done, which is not necessarily the truth as far as YouTube goes, but is more or less the truth as far as my usual content, including funny moments on Siege and whatnot. I'm going to try to switch to something a little bit more structured that I would enjoy making a little bit more. So in today's video, I'm just going to pretty much talk about like why I'm making the switch and why I think Siege is in the spot that it's in. And you'll probably see a few of those reasons demonstrated within this video while I play. And I am playing live, so we will see. I'll go Twitch for this first round just because. So it might be kind of hard. Like I said, I've never done anything like this before, so to be playing and talking at the same time, we'll see what goes on. Anyway, I guess I'll just start talking about it already. Basically, I just don't think Siege is fun anymore. None of my friends really do either. I couldn't tell you the last time we just got on the game just to play for fun. And basically there's a few reasons for that. First of all being that it's hard to record this game and have funny content when everyone's sweating their asses off in things like casual and unranked and ranked. People treat this game like it's Pro League, and I leave a lot of that up to skill-based matchmaking in non-ranked modes, which I really do not understand. If you go and check R6 Tracker, R6 Tab, you'll notice that you have an MMR in casual, and
10 seconds to insertion.
That just is beyond me. I also just believe that the devs are adding a lot of things that don't really benefit the game as much as they would have hoped. I think a lot of them were good ideas. Like the addition of Champion was a good idea, but all it did was just bring a new level of tryhard to the game that was already there. That was another thing I wanted to talk about. One-shot headshots are incredibly frustrating for me. Right there, I did get outplayed. That person is just better, but I think the game could really benefit from a two-shot headshot mechanic. The fact that any player on the game could pick it up, not learn the recoil whatsoever, and accidentally hit someone in the head for a free kill every time is incredibly frustrating to play. The flow of this game is just not enjoyable with trap meta and one-shot headshots. Like I said, the game is slow or fast. There's no real... It doesn't feel like there's any real skill gap. It's just whoever wants to use the most annoying strategy and whoever practices their aim the most. The meta in this game is just old and it's boring. It's just traps. Every defender just uses traps. Every attacker is supposed to clear utility. No one wants to have a gunfight, and it's exhausting. Another thing that makes the game really boring for me is the lack of content. And I think the game seems like it has a lot of content, but the meat of it really, there's nothing there. Like they say they're adding all these new things, but they're really just changing things that are already there. Like the map reworks are always, in my opinion, not that great. They reworked Hereford, which was a terrible map, just made it even worse, and none of it made it into ranked. They reworked Favela, which is also bad, in my opinion. What else did they rework? The Skyscraper rework. Nothing's good. They reworked these bad maps that no one likes into just more bad maps that no one likes. So is it really better at the end of the day? And a lot of people will argue that the game is dying because of these things, and I agree with that, but then there are people on the other side of the spectrum that say the game is dying because everyone talks so much shit on the game, but no one would talk so much shit on the game if the game wasn't so boring and disappointing all the time. That was an argument I saw on Twitter, like how do you expect new players to come to the game to revive the player base if they're being scared away by everyone talking shit all the time? And new players can make decisions for themselves. People aren't just going to go to Twitter, see all this shit talking before they play the game. somebody that's entering the community is going to start by buying the game. And they can make their own decisions right off the bat.
Bomb has been located.
I'm going to try to get this kill right here. And I did not. It's just every game. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about with one-shot headshots. That person outlined my whole body. Another big problem. I'm going to be going over problems a lot for the most of this video. Because another big problem is hackers. You can never tell who's cheating and who's not. So you're constantly frustrated because there are so many cheaters to start. I'm only in Plat 3 this season. I used to play this game top of Diamond. I've never hit champ, but I've also never been motivated to hit champ. Because like I said, it's just a whole new level of sweating for the game that I already don't like that much. And that's another big reason I'd like to switch off of Siege, is because if I don't like the game, I'm not going to like editing the game, I'm not going to like uploading the game. The only reason I do it now is because I've kind of stuck myself in that hole. But it's to the point where I don't care, and I just want to upload what I want to upload and what I think is entertaining for my own channel. The new operators that they add to this game are boring, and they don't change the game at all. Usually, it used to be a new season would come out and the meta would change. It would be a new meta for the season, and it was fun and it was fresh. For the past 2 years, maybe more, the Siege meta has been the exact same and gets worse with every season. The meta has not changed in 2 or 3 years, and we just keep getting operators that no one cares about, such as Zero and Osa. Both of those operators are, in my opinion, useless, which I also don't mind because there are so many operators in the game. They can't all be useful, but the fact that Osa just brings another shield to attack is very frustrating, and I don't understand why they would have made that decision. There's a lot of decisions being made that I cannot understand, and I'm not a developer, so I'm not talking shit on the developers. It must be hard for them to figure their things out. And I am just a casual player at the end of the day. I don't play ranked like I did. I don't play anything competitive, so my opinions may not be the same as others. But my team said earlier in chat they think this guy's cheating. So let's... all these traps just to slow down gameplay. Another thing that's really annoying are bugs that have been in this game for 6+ years now. Maybe not the same bugs, but just bugs nonetheless. Like, there are mic bugs where people can't use their mic unless they restart the game. There are cursor bugs where people's cursor gets locked on their screen until they restart the game. And having to restart the game in the middle of a ranked match puts your team at a massive disadvantage. And it's not fun. It's not competitive at that point when you're fighting against a game more than you're fighting against the enemies. I honestly wouldn't even mind if they stopped adding operators and they would just tweak the game to something more enjoyable. But I have all this shit to talk about the game, and I do have more. But there are some things that I think could really turn the game around as far as enjoyment, as far as, you know, just from a content creator's point of view. From a content creator who doesn't necessarily love the game but would like to see some things changed. There are some things like a 2-shot headshot mechanic, which I doubt will ever be brought to the game, but I know has been mentioned by other people that are more credible than myself. I think a 2-shot headshot mechanic would be very beneficial. See, I'm one of the bad teammates, and that's just fantastic. It's hard to focus and play at the same time, so I will say I'm not doing very well. A few good things that the game has done. They reverted the ELO. They reverted the MMR rollbacks. Also, it takes them so long to do things that are beneficial like that. Like, they are doing these good things, but it takes them too long. Like, is it too late? I just think the game is old, but they've invested so much into it that there's no point in making a Siege 2. I just think they need to make some drastic changes rather than these little tiny things like adjusting the UI and adding operators that do nothing. I think something really fun content-wise would be if the game added an arcade playlist, all the arcade modes like Doctor's Curse and the Wild West one and Golden Gun. If they just had a playlist that rotated all of those, like you would queue up for it and get a random arcade playlist, rather than having them come out for a week at a time and then never returning. The game aesthetically has gotten a little lazy, and this is really something not important to the game, but all the skins and stuff. They used to release 4 universal skins a season. They've reverted to 1, maybe 2 if we're lucky. Why did somebody go upstairs and not even reinforce bar? Somebody reinforced kitchen but left bar hatch. The game is also just kind of toxic. Like, I'm used to just getting TK'd because people recognize me, or TK'd because somebody doesn't like the reinforcement that you did or the play you made. People will literally just give up mid-game and start killing their teammates because they get upset.
What are you doing, dude?
Like, people are just playing the game. Maybe they're not playing it smart, but they are just playing the game. And now this guy died, so I'm sure my teammate's upset. Yeah.
Fucking retard.
Exactly. And now Fargman
I take
is
back
happy.
what I said.
Yeah,
Chill out.
there it is.
We got it.
At least he's a good sport. You know, now that I think about it, another thing that I don't really understand is the weird VoIP rework that they did a few seasons ago. Like, the voice chat in this game used to be crystal clear, and then they just changed it, and now everybody's super loud or super quiet. They sound like shit. I just wanted people to know, like, if I'm not making Siege content, I want there to be a reason as to why.
We'll get him next time.
And also, I could make a good clickbait title out of it, of course.
Yo, tell me if they're outside CC window, alright?
This guy's not even on my screen.
Be advised, Op 4 has located a bomb.
She's so low out there. So, I'm out of the things that I really wanted to talk about. Tell me if you agree or disagree with some things I said in the video already, if you made it even this far. But I am enjoying the ride, and one thing I do know is that I love making content, and I like reading the comments and interacting with people on social media. That is something I do want to last forever, so I'm going to do everything in my power to keep doing that, and in my opinion, the only way to do that is if I'm enjoying what I'm making. Another thing I do struggle with, though, is my voice, because I'm very monotone. It's hard for me to make videos by myself because I'm worried that I just sound boring. But I did want to clarify that I do love making videos. A shout out to all other content creators that still make videos on this game. And if any of my friends or fellow YouTubers are watching this video, feel free to make fun of me or, you know, give me some criticisms. Okay, well, that's GG, I believe. We fought well. I actually played decently well for talking the whole time. And that will be it. So, hopefully you guys still enjoyed this video. Hopefully you can agree with some of the things that I went over. Maybe you can tell me some things that you think I should have gone over. Hopefully you're excited for this next c.o.b era. And that is about it.